What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we das. We get it in. Let's get it in today, man. New super. Let's hit that intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate all the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. So let's talk about this new super called Super Chill. Super 16 to life, man. A black man that I have supported for years, man. I've been watching his channel. And he left me a comment today. There's been, when it comes to chill, there's been back and forth like an Aaliyah song between us, right? Between me, myself, him, and Dubs. And, it's uncalled for. It really is a situation where we could have did without it. Him representing the black community and himself and his family, I respect it. Me doing the same for me and mines, he has no choice but to respect it. Now, he doesn't have to, but he should. Right? Like I do him, common courtesy, respect is given and it should be well received. Now, I could have took this a whole different route and talked a whole lot of shit and felt some type of way about what I say is a disrespectful comment on my page. But why? Two wrongs don't make a right. It's time to be the bigger man in this situation, admit faults, admit real, and speak on some shit. So this is a PSA to super chill, right? You need to super chill out, bro. Because first and foremost, you have my number, my direct line. At any given time, if you feel some type of interest in conflict or you're feeling some type of way, you can always call me. But I understand social media. I understand taking it to social media is a better form of monetization for your channel. You can earn some money off of it. All views are good views. Why not, right? That kind of leads into the situation of, when it's a brother man and I'm doing a video and it's speaking about a black man, you can't speak on black politics, gun. Never have, never will. It's not my thing. I respect the black man. I respect all men, right? And then vice versa. I could sit here and say, chill, you talk about Mexicans a lot and the Mexican politics, things that you know nothing about, just like I don't know about black politics. But that's not my room to speak on. Who am I to tell you what you can and cannot speak on? Do your thing. I could give you advice. I could explain to you why it doesn't look right. But at the end of the day, you're a grown man, just like I'm a grown man. Now, this comment of you're suspecting, you only speak on things that I'm going to say whatever I want to fucking say, bro. First and foremost, if you have some type of feelings in the negative about that, tap in, call me. We could rendezvous, hook something up, have a great discussion, or maybe not. But at the end of the day, you don't have to go to social media to talk gibberish or bullshit when you could actually tap in. If you remember and recall, the last time you tapped in, I answered. Okay, I answered. There was no conflict between us. In fact, over the phone, you said, hey, I respect you, guns. And you knew what my status was. You knew I was a non-active gang member. You knew that I'm not participating in the Norteño politics anymore. You knew exactly what time it is with me because I don't sugarcoat this shit for nobody. I don't add preservatives. Everybody knows what it is with me. That's a fact, right? And you still chose to tap my line, call my line, and talk with me. Now, in the midst of that phone call, you said you had an issue with Dubs over some story that was told. I didn't know the details into it because I don't really pay attention to everything that's put out there. And I immediately said, we can call Dubs right now on the three-way. I was trying to give you action. You were going to a birthday party. You had your things going on. I respect it. You're a grown man with a life and a family. And I said, that's cool, bro. Anytime you're willing to talk to him, you said tomorrow would be a better time. Cool. Tomorrow came around. You didn't tap in. So I called to you with Dubs on the line and let you guys do what you got to do. And nobody was breaking nothing down and no one was disrespecting anyone. And there wasn't anything like that. There was a whole lot of respectfully yeses and no's and yeses. And that's a fucking fact. Okay, I was just a mediator there because you had an interest in something Dubs said that you didn't respect or you didn't believe in. And he said, hey, I'll talk to him personally. And that was that. Now, I understand that you see me backing up Dubs's play. Why are you so interested on Dubs' status in prison? You're a black man. Okay, there's a lot of brothers in prison that had bad paperwork or had things going on, man. And nobody took an interest in that. Okay, when brothers did take an interest in it, they handled their fucking business. All they cared about was their people pushing forward, and that's it. That's how every ethnicity in prison is in the California system. That's why it's so racially divided, unfortunately. But it's actually a good thing that it is kind of divided, because that's less drama and less bullshit you have to go through. But it irks me, man, to think of why you take such an interest in dubs. If you have a conflict with that man, you can easily tap in and figure out a way to meet up or do something. You don't need to go on social media and try to pick apart the details and what you consider as bad prison paperwork or whatever the fuck it is. Look, at the end of the day, Chill, me and you have been nothing but respectful to each other. There was a conflict at one time. I was on a live, man, and you did say something that made me mad. You did disrespect me. I felt disrespected by you after having a good civil conversation and ending on a good note. So I said, bro, who are you to throw rocks from a glass house? Who are you to speak on anyone when you were in CMC, which everybody in the system that's ever done time knows that was a comfortable ass prison, right? Now, again, that doesn't mean you were a punk or you were in bad standings or you were in gangbanging or you weren't about yours. I never said that. I said you were in the CMC prison, which is a very comfortable ass prison with like a putting course and keys to your cell and everything. And you were sitting there acting like fucking people are punks for where they've been. You know, like testing the ability to be on a yard that they were on. I don't get it. I respect any man who's done time behind the walls, no matter what yard they were on. I don't care if it was a SY yard, an active yard, GP, 50-50s. None of that matters to me. And it shouldn't matter to a brother, because the brother politics don't care about that shit, or at least they didn't. Now I'm starting to see a lot of brothers on the YouTubes that care about 50-50 yards. But back in the days, let's keep it honest, Chill. You know, like I know, brothers weren't caring about that. Brothers were trying to go home. You know, there's a reason why the Norteño movement and the brothers function on the same side of the yard, and why there was not too much of a conflict of interest. There was at times, like any grown men would, some drama, have some conflict of interest. But for the most part, the Norteño movement always functioned hand in hand with the brothers. There was always a lot of respect right there. They grew up together. There was just that. There was a common interest in having the same opposition on that yard and having each other's backs if the time came. Now, it wasn't all the time, but it was some of the times, part of the times. And Chill knows that just as good as I do. It seems like your conflict with me is based upon your ability not to like dubs. That's what it is. I'm getting a lot of hatred because a lot of people don't care for dubs. And he got a lot of hatred because a lot of people didn't care for me. I respect it. I'm not here to fucking make you change your mind. You're a grown man. I noticed in this little message that you sent me, you put respectfully, and then you committed to disrespecting me by calling me suspect. And I only say what's in the, look at, I'm going to say whatever the hell I want to say. I'm backing the play of my friend because I know the real. You know, you can't sit there and deny the fact that when we had our phone conversation, it was all love. It was all respect. There was never a disrespectful moment. So I don't know why there's a disrespectful moment now. What I said about CMC is the truth. You were at CMC. It was a comfortable ass prison. That doesn't mean you weren't programming or functioning. You know, a lot of these things that I said come after you taking shots and pillow talking. I call it pillow talking because people talk behind a pillow. It's muffled. You can't really hear what they're saying. Okay? Speaking, you can speak professional and respectfully, and I get it. But when you throw innuendos and shots out there, I'm going to clap back just like you would. Okay? I've done nothing but respect Chill and 16DALIFE, and man, I've shouted his channel out several times. And however you feel about my channel is up to you. But if you're doing it based upon politics, bro, how are you going to let black politics and Mexican politics even go hand in hand? Because you know they don't. You know, and you said it on that phone call, that black politics and Mexican politics are nothing alike, if you recall. You talked about how it kind of boggled your mind how Mexicans will do a pegada or a hit in prison and stay on the man. And you said brothers, on the other hand, are trying to get away with that shit. And I agreed with you and said, man, I get it too. I wish there were certain points in my life where I wish the Mexican, the raza community didn't function the way they did. Okay, because when you go into prison, the whole ultimate goal is to go in there, learn something, do your time, and get the fuck out. I respect the brothers for doing that, for the most part, right? But let's not sit there and talk about, Mexican politics all day in comparison to black politics, because there is no comparison. Okay, they are nothing alike, nothing even similar, nothing even close. You said it yourself in several videos, and I've said it right here. But that doesn't make anyone harder or tougher than the other man. Hey, you were born into this. Respects for that. I could sit here and I could talk shit to you, Chill, but why? What would I get out of talking shit to Chill from 16 to Life? A man who did a lot of time in prison, a man who did his time and paroled in righteous standings according to him. See, everything is according to you, just like everything is according to me. Anyone could get on here on YouTube and say, hey, I was this and I was that, or I wasn't, or I was. And it's up to the people to believe them. I've never tried to bullshit anyone. No one around me has ever tried to bullshit anyone. People are going to take you on face value and for what you have to say. Whether they can get some entertainment or education out of it is a good thing. There's been several videos that Chill has made unbiased towards the Mexican community that I've respected. And there's been some that I've actually been like, wow, right? But that doesn't mean I hate the man. You can't hate the messenger. That's just his message. That's how he feels on that particular day. But it seems like you're trying to cause a conflict with me, bro, for views. I'm here to tell you my name doesn't carry that much weight, brother. You're not going to get a lot of views talking shit about me. You know, stick to doing what you do about other people because, hey, bro, I ain't the one. All that's going to do is cause me and you to go back and forth, man. And I don't really want to do that. That's not the time I'm on anymore, man. I'm all about the progression of the people, the black community and the brown community and the white community and the green community and the yellow and the pink and the orange and every community. I want to see everybody win. So no, I'm not going to clap back at you, Chill. I see what you had to say and I understand why you're saying it. You know, you like to disrespect respectfully. It's kind of like the Italian shit back in the days. Hey, respectfully, and then they'll disrespect a brother, right? Or a Mexican or whatever. But they always started with respectfully. No, there is no respect there. Respect is when you pick up the phone and you call a man and you say, hey, this is the beef I have with you. You said this and I don't agree. First of all, you're watching a video. You leave the comment on a video I did about Dubs and the 300 and what people are saying. You have so much of a hatred in your heart towards Dubs, bro, that instead of resolving it or just not saying nothing at all, you know what they said back in our days, Chill? I know in the black community, they said it just like they said in the Mexican community. If you ain't got nothing to say, don't say shit at all, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and say I didn't disrespect in the past because I absolutely did, man. And you were dead on. When I alluded to the CMC thing, I was saying that was a weak-ass fucking prison you were in, right? That's what I meant. I said it and I stand on it. But I also apologize because at that time, I was only clapping back on something you said pertaining to myself, disrespecting me, when you know damn well we were on that phone being respectful towards each other. See, prison status and whether I'm active or not doesn't matter to me. I'm on the streets. You're on the streets. You have a family to take care of like I have a family to take care of. And I'm not going to let no disrespectful words fuck up my program. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get to me. I'm not going to get to you. That's just the truth. But hey, it ain't hard to pick up a phone and figure things out. You never know. Maybe we can come to some type of come together or something. I ain't a punk. I'm far from it. And that comment, suspect, well, you are suspect too for saying respectfully and then doing some fucking some suspect shit by disrespecting. I don't get it. You've always been a very intelligent individual with your wordplay. Great wordplay, man. I've always been supportive of the black and brown community. I don't see what your mother... Look at, do you have problems with Southerners, bro? I notice a lot of brothers from down south have a lot of problems with Southerners, bro. I was never a Southerner. But because my friend was or is from Southern California of the Mexican descent, it seems like you have some type of animosity in your heart towards Dubs, bro. Because you're letting that brother and that Southsider old conflict keep it going. You're still dwelling on that lab. I never have. See, I never had conflict with brothers unless it was a personal thing. I never hated a black man because of his skin color or because he was black or because he was from a certain section. You know what I'm saying? It was all about personal disrespect. And I feel personally disrespected, man. You know, calling me suspect and this and that. I mean, it's right there in black and white. It's plain as day. You seem to have some type of feeling about me, but instead of picking up the phone and letting me know like a man, you do it on the internet. Well, I'm here to tell you, I have no interest in conflict with you, bro. I have no beef with you. I ain't no punk. I ain't no sucker. You can never, ever make me bow down. I'm not scared. Okay? Not at all. But what I am, bro, is going to be someone who says, you know what, my brother? I apologize for any time that you've ever felt disrespected. The only thing I've ever said ill to you was that you were on a CMC yard, which you were on. No issue with that, bro. Come on now. You've been to Ironwood. You've been to other places, other prisons, man. Doesn't matter what yard you've been to. At that time, you were shooting shots about my whereabouts and where I've been, so I shot a shot back, man. But remember, when we talked on that phone, it was all respect. So why can't we get it back there? You're an intelligent individual. You know what time it is. If you have no interest at doing business with me or talking to me, then don't talk about me. And we can keep it pushing. I could do the exact same thing. So now you have a new segment called Super Chill, because you're a super chill dude. I know you know what time it is, man. And I'll respect you. And I've never disrespected you past that point when you disrespected me. So let's not continue these shenanigans. If you have something to say to Dub, say it to him, bro. You know, I understand you're a content creator. Hey, and it's hot news right now, so everybody wants to make a video on it. But don't fucking say anything, brother, when something happens in the black community and I make a video. Don't say, hey, why are you speaking on blacks? Why are you speaking on browns? See, why do we have to do that? Let's be able to do our content on everybody respectfully, right? I hate that. Don't speak on black business. Hey, man, it's human business. I don't see color lines. You do when you said what you said. When it comes to chill, man, like I said, bro, I'm not going to sit here and keep going and disrespect you. There ain't going to be none of that over here, man. I've always liked 16DALIFE. For those of you that are out there, go support his channel. Go watch his videos, man. But whatever fucking conflict you have with Dubs, bro, don't make it mine. If you have conflict with them, you know how to get a hold of them, just like you know how to get a hold of me. Don't hate me, man. I'm just a messenger. But I will say this. That doesn't mean you're going to change my thinking, man. This is no divide and conquer. That's the reason why we're in the fucking situations we're in as a black and brown community, because there's too much divide and conquer within our own communities. You got to get it together on your own before you can get it together with someone else. I understand that. I recognize it. I'm smart enough and intelligent enough to understand that. Chill also is. So that message, that comment you left me, yeah, I was feeling some type of way, bro. Words don't hurt, but they're expressed and they're felt. And I felt what you were trying to say, bro. But don't ever be calling me suspect or nothing, bro, because guess what? You have my phone number. If you feel that fucking adamant about it, call me, bro. Not on some breakdown shit, on some, hey, bro, this is how I feel. But pull up, bud. We can figure something out. That's it. I ain't got no fucking conflict with you, bro. I ain't never had. I've apologized for any derogatory thing I've ever said about you, man. But I haven't received the same back. You know, it seems like you're holding on to this. Either you're holding on for views and money, which is the truth. Let's break it down right here, man. Motherfuckers don't really got beef with each other on YouTube. It's all about money. Whatever can get the views. Because 9 times out of 10, when you talk to them on the phone, it's like, oh, no, that's just YouTube shit, bro. No, I ain't tripping like that. Nah, man, I fuck with you, man. I fuck with you. That's the truth. I'm not saying Chill did that. So don't get it twisted. But I'm saying when I did talk to Chill on the phone, man, you know it, Chill. You know it, bro. Oh, Gun, I fuck with you. I watch your channel, man. It's good. You know what I'm saying? This, and that. And that was it. That was it. You got a hold of my phone number to talk to me. I didn't call you. You called me, if you recall. Anyways, man, it's all love. It's all respect, man. Shout out to 16DALIFE. I'll see you, man. Again, I don't know what this hatred is or this picking apart Mexican politics, bro. But I don't think Mexicans should be talking about black politics. I don't think blacks should be talking about Mexican politics, because we don't understand each other. We don't know how we function. I'm not going to sit here and say one group was better or stronger than the other, because you best believe this. The brothers was strong, but the SA's the deepest. Everybody at some point in time had suckers, and everybody at some point in time had some solid savages, right? That's just the truth, man. You know, when people say, oh, the black community are scared to use knives, or the black community are scared to do this, you know what I'm saying? You said that. I didn't. I said, man, hey, a man is a man, and a man can be on man time at any time. That's why in prison, you got to be on your shit no matter what side of the yard you're on. You know, I love it when these guys will sit there and pick apart, oh, this dude's a dropout. He's a Mexican dropout. He's this, that. Like, bro, you didn't have to function under the same types of guidelines, politics, or rules. Like, you were able to go out there with fucking chomos and shit and kick it. What are you talking about? Man, anyways, shout out to Chill, man. I'm not saying Chill did that. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? The brothers know what time it is, man. There's certain things that other brothers are able to slide by on that Mexicans couldn't. And there's certain things that Mexicans could slide by that blacks couldn't. It's just the way it is, man. So before you throw a rock at a glass house, man, you don't want it to shatter and get you in the eye. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Shout out to Chill, man. Let me know. Like I said, if you feel fucking some type of way, call me. If you don't call me, then I'm going to take it as there is no beef and I'm one and done. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Chill. If you've taken anything I said as disrespect, that's on you. Respectfully. Remember? Respectfully.